please stay off the tracks. Thank you. Don't forget to buy a ticket.
This stop, Dead Dunes. Just so you know,
I'm afraid that this is your stop. Lightning. It doesn't look like anyone else got off here but you.
You don't look like you're from around here. So, what are you doing in a hellhole like this?
I heard a rumor about a clavis. Supposedly it's in this desert.
The Holy Clavis? Right. That thing that's supposed to summon the souls of the dead. Heh, you think it's real then, do you? Sounds unlikely to me. I mean, think about it. Calling the souls of the dead and opening the door to the afterlife?
Only one way to find out for sure. I'm hoping the locals might know more. Is there a town around here?
Keep walking and you'll run into it. Not that I'd call it a town exactly. But, an outsider coming to look for the clavis, huh? You ain't with the Order, are you?
No, just a curious citizen.
Oh, sure. Plain old curiosity drove you out into this hellhole. You're plenty curious, all right. Be careful you don't get mixed up in any trouble. There's a real strange bunch of bandits out there, hunting treasure.
Why don't you find those bandits' headquarters and see what they know? I'm sure they'll have information about the ruins and Clavis. This is just a guess, but I would imagine that most of the people living here in the desert are bandits in search of treasure. After all, why would anyone choose to live in a place like this without a good and lucrative reason?
This has turned into a real fool's errand. I came in with a head full of dreams, but empty of sense. Thought I'd start a new market in the desert. And just look at me now. Hey, are you part of Monoculus? Not that it matters to me. Buy something, would you?
According to the Order's records, there's a faction here identifying themselves as bandits. They search the ruins in the desert, collecting treasures and relics, and then sell them.
They sound more like grave robbers than bandits. How many are there?
There used to be a lot, but their numbers have dwindled. It seems there's not much treasure left in the ruins. They've picked them bare over the years, and there's no real money in it any longer. The Holy Clavis is thought to be the only valuable relic that's still yet undiscovered.
Yeah, and we're hoping to find it in a few days. You know, for a smart guy, you seem to have a knack for impossible plans.
Do not hesitate to heal yourself, if you need to. This door seems to be locked from the inside. We're not getting in this way, that's for sure. Looks like the search is still on. Perhaps you'll be able to open this door from the inside once you find your way into the ruins.
down. Blood's up now. Thanks for waiting.
Hey, you. Yeah, you there. Don't you think the last of something seems a bit more special? More valuable, even?
Not necessarily. Could just be the leftovers that no one else wanted.
You just don't get it. I guess I have to explain to you the awesomeness of my research, then.
No, you really don't. But thanks anyway.
Wait. This is your last chance. Are you sure you want to miss out on your chance to hear the last researcher?
Last researcher? I've seen plenty of researchers.
No, I research lasts. Everything has to end sometime, right? Even us ageless humans, we still fall prey to illness and injury. Eventually, there will be a last of us too.
Unless the world ends first. But what do you want from me?
I've spent this endless life of mine researching the ends of all the many things in our world. And now, I'm researching the last of the monsters.
So you're studying how they die?
No. That'd be their last moments. I meant the last specimen of a species of monsters.
I don't follow.
You see, you reduce the number of specimens in a species until they're on the very verge of extinction. Then, what will happen to the last individual?
One lone survivor in the face of extinction.
It turns out the last individual receives the collective strength of its species, and it transforms. Its form is enveloped in a sickly light, and it becomes far stronger than is normal for an individual of its kind. I've come to call this the Last One syndrome. I must gather data on all the species that manifest a last one. I want to drive every last species of monster to the brink of extinction and study their survivors.
I don't know whether to salute you or slap you. You want to wipe out all the monsters in the world.
The world is ending anyway, right? Everything is going to die sooner or later, so what's wrong with speeding things up? No need to feel bad. Get out there and start killing.
Are you talking to me?
I need someone to start exterminating monsters fast, so I can study as many last ones as possible. You're obviously strong enough for the task, so get to it!
It's impossible. All the time in the world would not be enough to hunt a species into extinction.
Yes, you're right. You'd have to be able to live through this life countless times to do such a thing.
Why ask if you know it's impossible?
Like I said, the world is ending anyway. If you don't ask for what you want now, then when will you? I knew it was too much to hope for. But somehow when I saw you, I thought you might actually be capable of it.
Do you even listen to yourself? Fine. Since you asked, I guess I can at least try. But no promises.
I know you'll be able to do it. I can see it in your eyes. You'll come back to me a success.
This is a branch of the famous Tobias's store you know and love. You do know Tobias. He is the preferred merchant of the great bandit gang Monoculus. Out here in the desert, he's in a class of his own.
There's at least one settlement here in the desert. Hopefully, you'll be able to rest up there. But it seems like it's the bandits' base. They may not exactly welcome a stranger like you.
Well, considering how they've been tracking me, I don't think I'll need to introduce myself.
So, you noticed. Yes, it looks as though they've been keeping an eye on you ever since you stepped foot in their desert.
Let 'em. We'll meet face to face soon enough.
You're close to the gang's settlement. If you're feeling lost, try checking the signposts that you find here and there. You're nearly to the settlement now. I'm sure that you're looking forward to a bit of rest. But I wouldn't let your guard down if I were you. I would guess that everyone living there is part of the bandit gang.
So don't be surprised if I wake up at knife point, is that it? Fine by me. It'd give me an excuse to beat some information out of them.
You'd use yourself as bait? Just for that? I guess that's just like you. But don't let yourself get hurt, okay?
I don't barter. You got that? Hey, what's with the sourpuss? You don't have a complaint about my fine assortment now, do you?
It's good enough, I suppose.
Go on! I don't need some uppity tourists making demands. Go somewhere else if you don't like my wares. Go on, get!
If you insist, I will. You're not the only merchant around.
That's where you're wrong, Missy. Far as I know, this is the only shop in the desert. There was one other fella, but he couldn't cut it. Lost all his drive to sell out here. When that happens, well, that's the same as death to a salesman.
So? What made him give up?
Damn fool. He bet his dreams on the desert, that's what. Poor old Ramon. He thought he'd make a real name for himself out here, selling to adventurers. But in the end, he lost sight of his dream and his business.
Sounds good for you, though he doesn't seem like he was much of a rival anyway.
Shut it! You don't know the first thing about him!
Didn't mean to offend you. What's there to get so worked up about anyway?
Nothing. Not a damn thing. It's just like you say. He was nothing at all. It's not like he'd ever been a threat to my business anyway. No, not Ramon. I'm done talking about him. If you want to know more, ask him yourself. You'll find him near that old camp in the giant sandbox.
He was a pretty strange guy, wasn't he? But if he's really the only merchant around like he says, then I guess you'll have to count on him for help. Unless, of course, you want to find out for yourself about that Ramon fellow.
I've been surveying the desert all these long years. But I have been completely flummoxed by those cursed tablets.
Unusual to see a traveler around these parts. This is Ruffian, the only settlement in the desert. It used to be a real town once, but most people have gone and given up on the bandit life. We're all that's left.
The buildings here are ancient structures from another age.